Welcome into the postgame show, everybody. Altitude Sports Radio. I'm your host, Dan Tanner, for In the Paint reaction to Nuggets and Clippers. The game just went final. Nuggets get the 130-116 victory in LA on the second night of a back-to-back. That's now 9 straight games that the Denver Nuggets have won on the second night of a back-to-back. That is absolutely a phenomenal number there. They just know how to get it done. It helps when you have Nikola Jokic, who was unbelievable tonight. We will be talking about him throughout the show because, my God, was Nikola Jokic absolutely special in LA tonight. Lots to get into here on the post-game show. As always, please feel free to leave your comments. I'd like to get to those throughout the show, and we'll see what everybody thinks of the Nuggets' performance there in Los Angeles tonight as, again, the Nuggets down the Clippers for their 6th straight win on the season. Nikola Jokic was remarkable tonight. Absolutely remarkable in a game where really basically everybody but Nikola Jokic seemed to struggle at various points throughout this game, except for Nikola Jokic. He absolutely willed his team to a win tonight, had 52 points before the end of the third quarter. He had a double-double, a 50-point double-double going into the fourth quarter, where he just had to play the last couple of minutes of that fourth quarter as the Clippers made it, somewhat close, not really that close. But I'm telling you, Nikola Jokic tonight he's at the height of his powers right now. And what's scary for the rest of the league is this guy looks like he's just getting better. I mean, he really does. His shooting has become so efficient. It's remarkable. You see bigs around the league have higher shooting percentages because they're around the rim, higher percentage shots, and they're not taking as many shots. Nikola Jokic is taking 15 to 25 shots per game. I mean, he took 23 shots tonight and hit 18 of them after shooting 16 for 19 last night. So he's not only shooting at a high percentage, but he's shooting at a high volume as well. That's what makes this even more remarkable for the Joker. He was unbelievable tonight. 14 of 16 from the line, 5 of 6 from 3. Just absolutely incredible stuff. 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 55 points in the Nuggets' 6th straight win of the season. Nikola Jokic was absolutely a monster tonight. So, couple of things to get into here. Just to start, obviously Cam Johnson goes out early in this game with I believe it was an elbow sprain. He looked like he was in some pain. So hoping all the best for Cam Johnson. Christian Brown hurt his ankle, went back to the locker room, gave it another go. Looks like he tweaked it again. And then he didn't play in the rest of the game after he tried to come back in for the second time in tonight's game. Tried to give it a go. Good on CB. He actually looked like he was running around okay when he tried to give it a go after initially twisting his ankle, and then he re-aggravated it. And the Nuggets made the right choice. Like, no reason to rush these guys back, Cam and or Christian, even if they were able to. It sucked seeing Cam and Christian Brown go down with injuries in this game. But again, it did reveal just what we were talking about last night. The depth of the Denver Nuggets was on full display. And a guy I think was my player of the game, not named Nikola Jokic, I thought Spencer Jones was phenomenal tonight. He actually ended up starting the third quarter with Tim Hardaway. And then you obviously have Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, and Nikola Jokic. So it was Joker, Murray, AG, Spencer Jones, and Tim Hardaway were the starting 5 to start the third quarter. I thought that group was phenomenal because, honestly, the Nuggets, the way they started this game, they started the game shooting 1 of 8. You could tell that I think the travel and the late night back-to-backs were hard to overcome for this team early on. The shots they were shooting were falling short. They just looked like it took them a while to get going. But once they did, they were great on both ends of the floor. the Nuggets did start getting out on the run in that first quarter. In fact, they actually ended up taking a 29-20 lead on a 10-0 run. So that's when you could really sort of tell that they started to get things going. Just as far as kind of getting their bodies warmed up, getting the lactic acid out of their muscles, all that stuff. And then it looked like it was Denver Nuggets basketball from there on out. And it didn't really look like from that point on, minus the defense in the second quarter, that the fatigue was really a factor. And again, this goes back to, I talk about this all the time, those little moments throughout the course of an 82-game regular season where you're blowing teams out and you don't have to play your stars for the majority, if not the entirety of the fourth quarter. It's these kind of games where that stuff really helps teams out. And you could see that come through tonight for the Nuggets. They were just, they were absolutely phenomenal. Nikola Jokic was great. The second quarter was rough, no doubt about it. In fact, the Clippers ended up going on a 19-2 extended run that started at the end of the first quarter. The Nuggets bench unit was getting hammered. In fact, the defense, we'll just start there. The defense looked exhausted with the second unit. The Clippers, their game plan looked very obvious in that second quarter. They were just straight line driving to the rim. I mean, that was the game plan for the Clippers there in the second quarter. And you could tell the Nuggets second unit just looked exhausted at that point. And it was the first time this season where we saw the Nuggets second unit really get worked, if you will. So lots more to get into here. We got D-Mac on the show, so I'll bring him in, get his thought. D, just got done watching the Nuggets beat the crap out of the Clippers.
Yeah, I'm watching Jokic with Chris and Scott, and maybe we can bring that to you in a little bit. But it's pretty funny because Scott brought up the Beardos thing with Jokic.
Oh, did he?
Like,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, that was Dan. What did we just watch tonight?
We watched.
What did we just watch?
We just watched the greatest basketball player of our generation at the height of his powers, D-Mac. That's what we just watched.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable for performance from Joker.
Unbelievable.
In a game where this had the earmarks, D-Mac, at least early on, of a game. The Nuggets don't win this game the last 2 years. They just don't. And you have two of your five starters go out before halftime.
Insane, right?
And you win this game by basically 20 points. I know the Clippers made it a little bit closer at the end, but this was a blowout. This was a blowout by the fourth quarter. The Nuggets were absolutely working them. And here's what also we saw, and we're seeing this year with Nikola Jokic, D-Mac. We're seeing a guy not just put up monster numbers, the efficiency he's shooting the basketball. He goes 16 of 19 last night in Sacramento, 17 of 22 tonight, or was it 18 of 23? I don't even remember. Close to 80% tonight shooting. He's shooting a high volume while also shooting a high percentage. We saw guys back, early 2000s, in the 90s, the bigger guys in the league would shoot high percentages, but they were just kind of around the rim, dunking the basketball, shooting little hook shots.
Right.
Taking maybe 10 shots in a game. And, you go 7 for 10 or 6 for 10, you're shooting a pretty good percentage. Nikola Jokic is shooting 20-plus shots a game.
It's unbelievable.
And by the way, he was 5 of 6 from 3. It's unbelievable.
Dude, what are we watching?
We're watching the greatest basketball player on the planet. And I don't want to sound like a homer here, but I truly think we are seeing, and I think the way the national media has started to talk about Joker over the last couple of years, we're starting to see one of the very best basketball players to ever play the game. That's what this is turning into. And there is absolutely zero denying that now. I saw a Thunder fan tweet out yesterday, Shea's stat line, 28 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, whatever it was, best player in the world. I'm like, Nikola Jokic had that by the end of the first quarter. It's not even close.
Oh, my God.
It's not even close, D-Mac. That's what we're watching. We're watching the best player, and the gap between Nikola Jokic and the second best player in the league is widening. It's just getting bigger. It's insane, man.
It's insane.
It's special.
Yeah. What's your concern there with Cam Johnson and Christian Brown, by the way?
Well, I will say this on the positive outlook, and that's actually kind of what I was just talking about before you came on. It obviously sucks seeing Cam and Christian go out. You lose 2 of your 5 starters. That's never a good thing. But looking on the positive side of this was a great chance for the rest of the league and for Nuggets fans and for us to really, and for the Nuggets specifically, to showcase how deep this team truly is, because you can make all the moves you want over the offseason. And I think we all liked the moves they made. I didn't hear anybody on our station or around town griping about any of the moves they made, but you never really know. And tonight was a great example of just how well the front office duo, the Tenzer and Wallace duo, did over the offseason. I mean, you had Spencer Jones and Hardaway start the third quarter, and what did they win that third quarter by? Like 20 plus. They outscored the Clippers 43-22 in the third, D-Mac.
Unbelievable.
With Spencer Jones and Hardaway in the starting lineup.
Incredible. I like how Spencer Jones plays defense, by the way.
He was great. And he's developed a little bit of an outside shot. If he can do that, that's all he has to do, man. He's got to play defense like he can. And we saw this last year, at least defensively. But now he's sort of developed a little bit of an outside shot. He started the third quarter. He hit a 3 to start the third quarter. It's like, wow. Okay, let's go, kid.
I'm blown away, man. Listen, this game sucked for a lot of reasons, okay? This, game in less than 24 hours. How much of an idiot am I? Because I'm talking on our radio show today like, hey, let's rest Jokic. It's okay if he doesn't play in like 7 games this year, like that. I feel like a moron suggesting something like that. Yeah.
Great to be fair, you didn't know that Cam Johnson and Christian Brown were going to go out before halftime, okay? So, give yourself a little grace there.
Then they're up by 10, and they give the lead. And I'm like, yeah. This game blows. It's a back-to-back, and I know Kawhi was out, and they're missing Beal, obviously. But, still, I was like, a bunch of garbage men can probably beat the Nuggets tonight. And if you watch, the very beginning of the game, how bad was it?
Oh, they started 1 for 8 shooting from the field. I was like, oof, this isn't good.
They couldn't throw the ball in the ocean from standing on the beach.
Well, but then they started getting into their transition game, and they go on a 10-0 run. They take a 9-point lead. It's 29-20. And then the second unit came in, and the Nuggets bench just got blitzed to start that second quarter. The Clippers, their offense is not complex, D-Mac. It's James Harden. It's James Harden trying to draw fouls at the 3-point line, which they actually didn't call a bunch of them tonight. Thank you, Lord, for not allowing all of those to be called, because that play is just ridiculous. And then they were just straight line driving to the basket. I mean, that was their offense in the second quarter, and it worked. It worked, but credit to the coaching staff, credit to Adelman, credit to Spencer Jones. They adjusted, and to start the third quarter, they absolutely kicked the Clippers' ass in that third quarter. It was a bludgeoning. It was incredible.
I think if you give me a second, I'll be able to get the Jokic with Chris and Scott thing going here. You can see I'm sort of working on that.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great.
No, give me. If you want to throw in some other stats or whatever, it's gonna.
Yeah,
take me
I'm monitoring Altitude TV's Twitter account. Also, they usually post that stuff pretty quick. So if I can find it too, I'll let you know. But yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Well,
here we go.
Yeah, ignore me there. But hold on a second, I can do this. I'm getting better at this stuff, Dan.
Technology.
I'm getting better at it. Yeah.
Hey, you're much better than Andy Lindahl at technology. I always make fun of Andy for technology. But yeah, just a couple of other quick notes here.
Oh, here we go. Oh my God.
That is a wannabe beard.
How great is that?
Oh, that's got to be Scott's nickname now on the show. I mean,
the beardos. The wannabe beard.
That is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. Joker he really is he is sneaky funny, man. He's got a really good sense of humor. And it's cool because a lot of guys that come from overseas, it's with the language barrier. And I know he's been here for 10 plus years now.
Yeah.
But it is it's kind of difficult to pick up on sense of humor when you're cross cultures and in a different country and speak a different language. English is a second language. So the fact that he is able to get his humor across in the way that he does it's just another reason to love Nikola Jokic. That was great.
I I think the entire starting lineup has some form of beard, though, don't they? Nikola, Jamal, Christian, Cam Johnson.
Christian is trying to get the
he's
beard
got
going a little bit.
something,
That's
and,
right. Yeah, Cam
AG.
does.
I think they
And
all got
AG?
something. Then, like, we go to the bench. Valanciunas, of course, yeah.
Yeah, take that, James Harden.
Bruce Bowen, yes.
Bruce Brown. Yeah.
Bruce Brown.
Yeah.
Bruce Bowen. Bruce Brown. Certainly Hardaway. Peyton Watson does not.
Yes,
Peyton Watson does not.
He's clean shaven.
He can't be part of the beardos.
Maybe he can't grow one.
Maybe he can't. He might be too young. I mean,
I'm 34 and I haven't shaved in 5 days. So
yeah. I mean,
welcome to the club, Peyton.
Oh my God.
That is phenomenal. That's great stuff. You know, the TNT crew. Well, gosh, I keep calling them the TNT crew. The Inside the NBA crew, who are now on ESPN, they were talking, and it's, you know, we're just now 11 games into the season, and they did say that, but I did want to play this for you, D, and for our listeners. It's Chuck and Shaq talking about the early MVP race. And Shaq is well, it was interesting because Shaq he's kind of all in on Wemby, and Chuck was not having it, man. He's like, you got to be kidding me. This is Nikola Jokic. So
right.
We'll listen to a minute or so of this here.
Okay.
What the Joker's doing. You know, the one thing about sports that we just taking this dude for granted, man. He is the best basketball player in the world. You just going out there getting easy triple doubles and he ain't getting them fluky 10 points, 10 rebounds, 11. He get like 25, 16, and 17. But those three teams are the best.
I hate when you do that.
Do what?
Like I agree everything you're saying about the Joker's good, but don't discredit what Wemby is doing.
I'm not discrediting what.
Oh my God!
All I'm saying is the same right now.
Do you think
his impact is the same? His impact.
Oh, come on!
Oh, just give me a break.
Wemby's playing great, but he's not.
The record is similar, Chuck.
No, they're not the same animal, brother.
San Antonio's 8-2 and Denver's 8-2.
Thank you, Chuck.
Yes,
it's the exact same.
But I'm saying, if you had to take MVP right now, which is way too early, you'd go.
That's how you're talking about him, though. You like this. They're not like this.
I'm not disrespecting Wemby.
Okay, give me the hand signal like he just gave me. Where are they?
Where are they?
Well, Joker, Luka, and Wemby.
Okay, so it goes on for a bit.
Yes. That is correct right there. Chuck is
exactly
right about that.
And look, man, Victor Wembanyama, I mean, he has had an incredible start to the season. But for Kenny to say there, like, he's having basically the same impact that Joker is, nobody's having the same impact that Nikola Jokic is having right now. I mean, D-Mac, if Nikola doesn't go off tonight, the Nuggets don't win this game. And especially early on, because they could not get their offense going besides Nikola Jokic. I mean, Jamal Murray had like 5 points going into the fourth quarter. And that's your second best player going into the fourth quarter with 5 points. To say that Nikola Jokic
made some big shots late, but
he did. But without Joker's performance, quarters 1 through 3, this isn't even a close ball game. And they had a sizable lead going into the fourth quarter because of what Nikola Jokic was doing. So I thought Chuck's always sticking up for Joker. So I love it.
Yeah, I don't want to put down Wembanyama. I'm just looking up his numbers, Dan. 25.7 per, 12.8 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 50.6% field goal percentage. What is he from three? Because he does take some threes, right?
No, he shot well from three the other night. I think he's averaging close to like 5 blocks a game. I mean, Wemby he's phenomenal. And I've been saying this since Wemby got drafted. He will eventually at some point take over as the best player in the world. We just don't know when exactly that's going to be. Is that going to be in 2 or 3 years? Is that going to be not until Nikola Jokic retires? I mean, I don't know, but he will eventually take that mantle.
I didn't think there was a shot that Jokic was going to be in the MVP conversation this year.
Why didn't you think that?
Well, one of the reasons, because of the depth of the team, that I didn't think they would need him to like really have nights like tonight. And nor did I think teams would kind of allow it. They took forever to double Jokic tonight. Jokic only had what do you have? Like 6 assists, something like that. And he, of course, if you make a couple shots, that that guy should have. He would have had more, but you know, you're not going to double him. He's going to go to the basket. The end. Period. He's going to take what the game gives him. So maybe it's an interesting theory. Like, let's just wear out Joker. Who cares how many points he gets? And we'll just do the best we can. But I mean, come on, man.
The Kings weren't doubling him last night, and I couldn't believe it. They weren't doubling him the entire game. Is that the strategy? I
don't know.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know what would work against this Nuggets team, and we'll see Wembanyama soon enough. And hey, listen, Luke is incredible. He's doing great. So is Wemby. So is SGA. So is Jokic. It's the top teams, you know, are and Houston's doing really well as well. So it's pretty damn exciting, Dan. I just cannot believe on a night that they were exhausted, tired, a back-to-back, they lose 2 starters due to injury, and they come out on fire in the third quarter.
They're the best third quarter team in the NBA this season through 11 games. They have the
Incredible.
best point differential in the third quarter of any team in the NBA. But D-Mac, I was talking about this last night, and I'll have to look at where the numbers lie after tonight's game. But after last night's game in Sacramento, okay, the Nuggets had the number 1 rated offense in the NBA. They're still going to have the number 1 rated offense because they scored 130 tonight. But what was so shocking, they had the number 2 rated defense in the NBA.
Wow.
So they're first in scoring, or at least offensive rating, second in defensive rating. That's unbelievable.
Dude.
The year they won the championship, they had the number 1 rated offense, but they were like middle of the pack on defense, and they won a championship in that season. Now, if you look at the playoff numbers, they were much better defensively in those playoffs the year they won a championship, but it wasn't even close to the defense they're playing this year. And it's kind of what we've been talking about on our show with Scott. It does beg the question of, like, yeah, Cam Johnson, I know he got hurt tonight, but he hasn't been producing offensively. But if they're the number 2 rated defense in the NBA towards the end of the year, who cares if he's scoring? You know what I'm saying? And plus, it's not affecting the offense anyways. So what he's bringing on defense is obviously helping this team significantly.
Hey, you want me to try to call Scott and see if he wants to throw in his 2 cents?
Sure. Yeah, I would love that.
Let's see here.
Let's call Hastings here.
See if he picks up.
It's probably on the bus.
Maybe, yeah. Enough time's gone by. It's probably exhausted.
Yeah.
We're just doing our dumb little internet show. I got to give him props for the beardo stuff, though. That was awesome.
That was great. It was great.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the program. I'm Scott,
Hi, Melly.
and we're not here right now, but if you'd like to talk to either Scott or
Ellie.
the warden, leave a message at the tone.
All right, I'll leave that alone. That's pretty funny. All right.
That's great.
I'll
Hey, maybe he'll call you back. But
oh my God, that was Ryan. I'll send him a text. Hey, we are doing our little
internet show that's driving Sean Payton crazy.
So call if you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was great.
Okay.
Fantastic. By the way,
All
did you see the moron that ran out on the court in the fourth quarter? Like, what a doofus.
Yeah, that always they said that on the broadcast. That always gets a little scary.
Yeah.
And I agree on that, because you just don't know what whoever that person has on them, or what they're all about, or you got to be. And listen, I'm actually surprised stuff like that doesn't happen more often. And the Nugget security at Ball Arena, I mean, they're looking for it. And I don't know if you notice them, but they're all over the place.
On
the court. But
still, yeah. I mean, and when it's a timeout, they're always facing the crowd. They're never facing the court.
Yeah, I mean, you're never gonna get. I mean, he ran out during the play, which is
yes, wow. He was trying to guard Spencer Jones bringing the ball up the court. Honestly, I was kind of shocked they showed it on television, because the rule is that you don't show it on TV.
Well,
because it won't encourage people. Well, that's true though. He was in the play.
Yeah, no, it's super strange, because he more or less ran unabated. Nice security, Inuit Dome. He more or less ran right to the ball.
Yeah, Steve Ballmer. How about less toilets, more security guards?
There you go. There you go.
All right, D-Mac. I'll let you go, man. Thanks for jumping on. Any final thoughts on Joker's performance or just the 6-game win streak? 9-2. They're off to a tremendous start. What are your just initial thoughts here 2.5, 3 weeks into the season?
We got the MVP in basketball. We have the MVP in hockey.
And the Norris.
And the Norris. We may have 3 all. Golly, could Jamal and AG get to the All-Star game this year, Dan? Could they do it? Golly, I don't know. Probably not,
AG is probably more likely now that I think about it because the guards in the West are just so deep. He would have to. He can't have games like tonight. He just can't. If you're going to be an all-star, I think for the longevity of the success of the team, if he has a night like this every once in a while, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But if he wants to make the all-star team, he can't have nights like tonight, at least, fairly regularly. So and by the way, just for all our listeners, Nick's asking me for 145 for Coach tomorrow, so I'm going to have to tell him we have Schefter on that. We're planning on having David Adelman on at 1 o'clock tomorrow. So we'll tune in. I'll tweet out once we get that confirmed. We'll have him on with D-Mac, Tyler, and Scott Hastings tomorrow. So make sure to tune in for the David Adelman show tomorrow on our program.
You don't want to have David Adelman and Adam Schefter on at the same time.
Actually, it'd be kind of cool.
It'd be a little weird. We'll see if there's, we can always go a little bit later. They have a day off.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Right? Like they're staying in Los Angeles with kind of a day off. Like they just get a free day in LA before they go to Minnesota. Scott
worries about the games in LA where they're there the night before. So the night after is not a big deal. Just
I think these guys are gonna. We'll see how tired they are, but you got nothing to do tomorrow, and you're staying overnight, and you just won back-to-back games. You may want to. I don't know, man. You may want to turn the party out tonight in Los Angeles.
They're going to be partying tonight.
I don't know how the scene is on a Wednesday.
Nikola Jokic won't be, but I can see Peyton Watson and Julian Strother and maybe Big Val getting out there and hitting the town. So
yeah, like Hunter Tyson and Zeke Naji probably have plenty of energy.
Hey, Hunter did get into the game in the last 2 minutes.
It's funny. Like Scott and Chris were like, this unit hasn't done really well. And I'm like, I haven't really thought about it, but they're kind of right. Like that, it is the mop-up unit, and so who really cares? But they actually do not do that well. But who cares? Again, on the who cares sort of thing.
That's why they made all the moves they did over the offseason.
Yeah.
The front office saw what all of us did. So it looks like the new Nuggets front office really, really aced the offseason, D-Mac. And again, tonight was the first time we really got to see that showcased in action with Christian and Cam Johnson going out. So
just
great
awesome
stuff.
All right, Dan, you're awesome as always. I'll bid you a fond farewell. And it was an amazing win. It's awesome to talk Nuggets basketball. And thanks to everybody who's watching, which is awesome. And the comments, even though it's late, I love everybody being on here. So I'll talk to you later. Thanks, Dan.
All right, there he goes, D-Mac. Like I said, tune in tomorrow, and we'll tweet out when I get a confirmed time for the David Adelman show coming up tomorrow. Once we get that all squared away, we'll have Adam Schefter on to talk Broncos Chiefs at 1:40. So make sure to tune in for that. All right, before we get out of here, do want to get to some of your comments. Don't want to leave you all hanging. Appreciate you sticking with us late night here as the Nuggets that was a great game. Just a fun basketball game to watch. Like, the third quarter took forever, and Scott and Marlo actually mentioned that on the broadcast. I'm not sure why. There wasn't like a ton of free throws. There were definitely some free throws in that third quarter, but it seemed like it took forever. All right, Trav says Cam Johnson hasn't done anything, and he gets injured. Go figure. Yeah, look, like I said, I'm right there with Nuggets fans that are frustrated with Cam Johnson for his offensive performance. It has not been good enough. There's no question about it, especially when you're replacing a guy like MPJ, who is as capable of a scorer as Michael is and was here with the Denver Nuggets. You would like to see a little bit more offensive firepower. It was a 1-for-1 trade, so I get it. But I will remind you what I told D-Mac earlier. The Nuggets are the second-ranked defensive team in the league this year, while also being the number one ranked offensive team. So I get it. It's frustrating that Cam isn't scoring, but I'm still sticking to my 20-game rule. Like after 20 games, then we can really evaluate Cam Johnson. Okay, what has he brought to the team? What does he need to do better? And we'll kind of go from there, because I do think it's going to take him a little bit of time. But, Scott did make a good point. DMAC did make a good point on our show today. Like, Tim Hardaway's a new guy, and he seemed to fit in right away. But, players aren't linear. Everybody's different. Everybody adjusts and develops and grows and all that stuff at their own pace. So we'll see what happens with Cam Johnson. Hopefully he's not out for a long time. What I really think tonight led to is, even if Cam is, not going to miss that much time, we don't know yet, it does kind of open the door to the conversation of, do you have Hardaway start for Cam Johnson or Spencer Jones, at least for the next couple of weeks? Because I'll tell you what, that third quarter, it was Joker, Jamal, AG, Hardaway, and Spencer Jones, and they were phenomenal on both ends of the floor. And the defense Spencer Jones was playing on James Harden was tremendous. I mean, that dude just hustles his ass off out there. And you could tell, like, when he went out, he had a cut on his arm. He had to leave the game. That dude was pouring sweat. So he was running all over the place. I mean, his defensive prowess was really, really good. All right, more of your comments here. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. I saw this earlier. I wanted to get to it. Dave says, Nikola Jokic has missed 8 shots in their last 2 games and scored 90 points. That stat right there says more than anybody could say about what we're seeing with Nikola Jokic right now. It's truly incredible. I mean, that's a great stat, Dave. Missed 8 total shots in his last 2 games, and he scored 90 points. He's averaging 45 points a game over his last 2, while shooting close to 80% from the field. And he was over 80% from 3 tonight. Just unbelievable. Let's see here. The Beatboxer says, what's even more remarkable is, according to Joker, he didn't even start playing basketball until 14 or 15 years old. I thought he was a little bit younger than that. I could be wrong. I don't know, so I won't say you're right or wrong. But some guys just have it. Some guys just have the skill set. I mean, look at some of the great tight ends in NFL history. Antonio Gates is a great example. That dude played like 1 year of tight end in college, and he goes on to be a Hall of Fame tight end. And he was a college basketball player, and he goes on to be a Hall of Fame tight end. It's just, Joker's just one of those once-in-a-lifetime special talents that he's just got everything going for him. He can shoot. He can dribble. He can drive to the hoop. He's got great footwork around the rim. He's a much better defender than he gets credit for. His basketball IQ on both ends of the floor is the best in the league. And obviously, I've been saying this for years, and a lot of the national guys have started to kind of pick up on this. He's one of the best passing bigs ever. I always hated that. No, he's one of the best passers ever, period. I mean, it's like him, Jason Kidd, Magic, like he's right there with the best passers to ever play the game of basketball, period. End of story. So yeah, Joker, he's just one of those rare guys that he's just one of those dudes that's good at everything. I will say this. I went to a charity event a couple of years ago that the Nuggets put on, and it was this ping pong tournament. And I'm sitting there watching Joker play. And, he's not like really trying, but the dude was just dominating everyone he was playing. And he looked like he wasn't even trying. It's just one of those guys that can pick up a video game he's never played and be the best player of the friend group. Everybody has that friend that's like, God, like, you're just instantly better at this video game that I've been playing for 10 years. How is that possible? That's Nikola Jokic on a basketball court. All right, let's see here. Broncos fan for life says Big Val realizes basketball is fun when you have something to play for. I will say this. It sure looks like Valanciunas is having fun. It really does. He's jumping up on the sideline when he's not in the game. Boy, does he I'm sure he's glad he didn't play over in Europe and decided to go to the Nuggets, because that was a thing that happened over the offseason. There was, I can't even remember the name of the team that wanted him. I know it's from his home country or hometown, and he was considering going there, but it's like, dude, you're going to give up a chance to play for this team with number 15. He made the right choice. That's for sure. Okay. Kevin says D-Mac needs a beard too. I've seen D-Mac's beard. It's very patchy, very, very patchy, but I can't talk. I can't grow a beard. So D-Mac's got a better beard than I do. Kevin also says Shaq needs to shut his mouth because of what he said about Joker when he got his last MVP. You'd have to remind me of exactly what he said, because I don't quite remember, honestly. But I will say, like, those guys have been pretty good to Nikola Jokic, quite honestly. It's the dummies on ESPN, and I know the Inside the NBA crew is now on ESPN, but it was the dummies over on ESPN, mainly Kendrick Perkins, who were always anti-Jokic for whatever reason. So great stuff. Awesome win for the Nuggets tonight. Again, they go to 6 straight. They're now 9-2 on the season, and they'll have a couple of days off. They'll be playing the Timberwolves in Minnesota coming up on Saturday, where they have already won this year in Minnesota. And now, granted, the Timberwolves didn't have Anthony Edwards in that game, so I believe he will be back for that one. But with these 2 days off for the Nuggets, they should be rearing and ready to go for their matchup coming up on Saturday against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and we'll see if they can make it to 7 straight. I want to check one more score here, because I saw the Thunder were kicking the shit out of the Lakers at halftime. It was like 70-38. They ended up winning 121-92. Wow. And Luka only had 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. Joker had 25 points before the end of the first quarter. So I think Luka's a great player, and he's having a tremendous start to the season. But come on, like I was telling D-Mac earlier, the gap between Joker and the second best player in the league, at least right now, Luka, Wemby, SGA, Anthony Edwards kind of in there, maybe Giannis still, I guess, although he's fallen off just a little bit. He's still a great player. But the gap between the Joker and those guys I just mentioned, it's not closing, it's widening. So great stuff from the Nuggets. Appreciate everybody hanging out with me late night, 2 nights in a row. So we've got a much earlier start on Saturday. I believe it's a 5:30 local time start. I'm just checking this. 6 o'clock local tip off. Much more doable than 9 o'clock last night, 8:30 tonight. And hey, maybe some young Nuggets fans can actually, watch the game because they don't have to go to bed on a school night, so they can, actually watch their teams and be invested in this sport. So really appreciate everybody listening out there. Again, the Nuggets get the 130-116 win over the LA Clippers, their 6th win in a row. They are now 9-2 on the season. Great start to the season. And again, Nikola Jokic, 55 points. He had 52 before the end of the third quarter. Just a sensational performance, not only tonight, but to start the season for the Joker. That's going to do it for the postgame show, everybody. Thanks again. I'm Dan Tanner. We'll be back coming up on Saturday for another edition of In the Paint to react to Nuggets and Timberwolves. We'll talk to you then.